After making his shocking return to All Elite Wrestling this week on Dynamite's 6th anniversary special, it's now being reported that Andrade Idolo was cut from WWE due to numerous wellness policy violations. We've got the details on that. Plus, TNA Wrestling are in the middle of media rights negotiations with a broadcast partner, according to TNA President Carlos Silva. All this and more in this news update. Hey guys, welcome back to Wrestling News 365. Hope everyone is doing very well. As always, there are plenty of news stories to get into in the world of professional wrestling. Let's begin with the latest regarding Andrade Idolo's return to All Elite Wrestling and his departure from WWE. Andrade Idolo's All Elite Wrestling return was certainly shocking, with it coming out of the blue mere weeks after his WWE exit. The former NXT champion has signed a new deal with Tony Khan's promotion after his return on the October 1st edition of AEW Dynamite, with reports after his return noting that El Idolo was not subject to a non-compete clause with WWE. A subsequent report from PW Insider has shed some light on why that may be the case, with it alleged that Andrade was released from WWE for numerous wellness policy violations over the past year. WWE sources noted that the decision was made to cut Andrade outright, leaving him free to perform for whomever out of the gate, with WWE also not obliged to pay Andrade for the 90 days he'd usually be subjected to a non-compete clause. Andrade's release was confirmed on September 13th, 2025. Now, interestingly, if true, it shows that WWE are no longer announcing explicitly when a talent has been suspended due to wellness policy violations, a trend that had quietly disappeared over the last several years. When Andrade is said to have failed these wellness policy tests is undisclosed at the time of recording this video. Now, Andrade has spoken out since he made his return to AEW on Dynamite this week. He posted on social media saying, quote, "Thank you, God, thank you, Mom, and also to you, brother, because you and I are one and the same for this new day, for the blessings that you have given me, and for the strength you give me to keep moving forward. I also want to thank all the fans, friends, and family for all the support, whether in comments or messages. May no one clip your wings." Now, Andrade's return on Wednesday officially marks his second stint with All Elite Wrestling, as he originally competed for the promotion from 2021 to 2023 before heading back to WWE. In terms of who's next for him as well, he posted on social media a list of people he presumably wants to take out. As it turns out, Andrade has already crossed off the first person on that list, that being Kenny Omega. The other names on the list are covered up, but some fans speculate that it possibly includes names like MJF, Mystico, Will Ospreay, and Jon Moxley. Whoever it is, of course, we'll find out shortly on AEW programming. Now, TNA reportedly are in discussions with several parties for a new media rights deal. TNA Wrestling is currently enjoying the exposure that comes with partnering with WWE. The company had been rumored to be in talks with networks like the CW and A&E, both of which air WWE programming like NXT and LFG respectively. Quote, "We're now in active negotiations with a partner, and we're going to work through that," TNA President Carlos Silva told TV Insider. Silva did not confirm which network the promotion was negotiating with, but was optimistic, saying, quote, "I can't really put a timeline on how long that will take. The good news is the process has started. We're no longer just talking to a bunch of people to sort of gauge interest. Now we have an interested partner and working through potentially a deal for 2026. It's going to happen as soon as it can happen. We were working on it as recently as yesterday, exchanging papers and trying to figure it out. We're excited about it and keep pushing it forward to get this over the finish line. It's done when it's over the finish line." Now, of course, this is not the first time Silva has teased a new, bigger broadcasting partner for TNA Wrestling. The company has been on Access TV since 2019. The company has been looking for a new broadcasting partner since the beginning of the year and has been taking steps to expand, even running at the UBS Arena in Long Island, New York earlier this summer. The company is set to compete against NXT on the Showdown edition of NXT this coming Tuesday. Now, in terms of its relationship with WWE moving forward, speaking on the Battleground podcast, Carlos Silva stated that TNA Wrestling is playing the long game with its crossover focus going beyond short-term plans. He said, quote, We entered into the partnership to make it bigger than just the way it started. But like everything, you start dating, you go to the movies, you go to dinner. It takes time. I think that time and the things we've done on both sides has built the relationship, and it continues to grow. We've had some great buzz over the last couple of weeks with Showdown that's going to happen on October 7th. I think it continues to build. We're not looking at short-term stuff. We're playing the long game here, and the long game is being a good partner, understanding where we go and how to build the product for the audience. Now, addressing moaning from fans about recent crossover appearances, Silver asserted, quote, "Inside of all that, though, we're still TNA, and we've always been TNA. Look, you can read on socials, they're moaning. There's this, of course. That's all part of building the product and building the storylines. I think WWE and NXT both understands that TNA is its own property, the same way they understand that AAA is their own property and that NXT is their own property. So far, so good. We'll just keep working at it." So what are your thoughts? Where do you think TNA could land as part of this new broadcast deal? Let me know your thoughts about it in the comment section below. And before we move on to the next story in this news video, a reminder, this video is brought to you in collaboration with all of our great affiliates. That includes NordVPN right there and others. All the information can be found in the video description below. They're pinned in the comment section, and you can scan the QR code right there for NordVPN. You can use our link. You can get up to 77% off plus 3 months extra free. You can support the channel in the process and save yourself some money. Ash by Elegance. It's been reported that the details regarding why she vacated the Knockouts World Championship are being kept private. The weekly TNA Wrestling Injury Report on the October 2nd edition of TNA Impact included a comment about Ash by Elegance. At TNA's Victory Road special, Ash announced that due to a curveball coming her way, she has to step away from in-ring action and relinquish the Knockouts World Championship. The injury report update was that Ash's medical details are currently being kept private. The new TNA Knockouts World Champion is WWE NXT superstar Kalani Jordan, and she'll be defending her title against Indy Hartwell at TNA's Bound for Glory pay-per-view. Now we have the ratings for Tuesday's edition of WWE NXT on the CW. WrestleNomics reports that WWE NXT drew 572,000 viewers on the CW on September 23rd. This number is down from the 617,000 viewers the show drew on September 23rd. This was on September 30th. Tuesday's episode scored a 0.10 rating in the 18 to 49 demographic. That's down from the 0.12 demo rating this past Tuesday. The MLB wildcard game between the New York Yankees and Boston Red Sox topped the night on cable and broadcast with 6.5 million viewers and a 1.51 demo rating on ESPN. We also have the ratings and viewership information for last Saturday's edition of AEW Collision. WrestleNomics reports that AEW Collision drew 248,000 viewers on TNT on September 27th. This number is up from the 235,000 viewers the show scored on September 13th, which was the last Collision airing in the Saturday time slot. AEW Tailgate Brawl, which aired at 2 p.m. Eastern before AEW All Out on September 20th, scored 184,000 viewers on TNT. Saturday's episode posted a 0.05 rating in the 1849 demographic, which is in line with the 0.05 demo rating on September 13th. Going back to TNA Impact last night and the inspiration, the brand new Knockouts Tag Team Champions. Headlining the October 2nd episode of TNA Impact was the Elegance brand defending the Knockouts World Tag Team Championships against the Inspiration. The conclusion of the bout saw Heather accidentally toss champagne in the eyes of M by Elegance while aiming for the Inspiration. Lee and McKay capitalized on that, hit their finisher, and Lee pinned Heather to win the Knockouts World Tag Team titles for her and McKay. The Inspiration are now two-time holders of the titles. The title change was spoiled by TNA Knockouts World Champion Kalani Jordan when she revealed Lee and McKay as members of Team TNA for the women's elimination match at NXT vs TNA Showdown. She introduced them as the new Knockouts World Tag Team Champions. The Elegance brand no longer has gold as Ash by Elegance stepped away from in-ring competition and also had to relinquish her Knockouts World title. A match has been confirmed for TNA's Bound for Glory pay-per-view. It was at TNA Wrestling's Slammiversary event that, after suffering a loss to Indy Hartwell, Tessa Blanchard would go on to attack backstage interviewer/correspondent Gia Miller. Blanchard was suspended for her actions, but it was Gia Miller who eventually asked for Blanchard's suspension to be lifted. On the night that Blanchard's suspension was lifted, she attacked Miller. there was a video message from Miller that aired on the October 2nd edition of TNA Impact, and she revealed that a provision she requested for the lifting of Blanchard's suspension was that if Blanchard put her hands on her, she would get to unleash herself. Miller then announced she should be facing Blanchard at TNA Bound for Glory. The last time Miller wrestled was in April of 2024. She began her in-ring career in 2020. She's wrestled in 3 matches for TNA/Impact, but it was under a different alias for the Throwback Throwdown show, so that match is confirmed for Bound for Glory. Speaking of which, of course, we know Mike Santana's got a massive match at BFG, and Amazing Red showed up in his video package last night. The headlining match for TNA's Bound for Glory pay-per-view is Mike Santana challenging Trick Williams for the TNA World Championship. On the weekly TNA Impact program, the promotion has been airing hype packages for Santana. In the second hype video, 3-time TNA X Division champion Amazing Red appeared. He gave Santana a stern talking to about how he let Williams come to TNA and show disrespect the way he has. Red shared that both he and Homicide were in attendance at TNA Slammiversary and they were disappointed with seeing Santana lose. He added that they wasted their time. Red added that the time for motivational talks are done and Santana needs to hear the truth. He told Santana that he can't do this for his family if he can't get the job done himself. Now, several matches have been confirmed for TNA Impact next week, of course, going into Bound for Glory. October 12th is the date for TNA Wrestling's Bound for Glory pay-per-view, and the final slate of TNA programming before the event is the October 9th edition of TNA Impact. Scheduled for that show is a rematch from the Victory Road event between Eric Young and Joe Hendry. Hendry scored the win at Victory Road, but this go-around it will be a no disqualification match. Now, going over to AEW, and a match has been confirmed for AEW Full Gear in November. All Elite Wrestling is on the road to their Wrestle Dream pay-per-view on October 18th. But following that on the pay-per-view calendar is Full Gear on November 22nd. Full Gear will be emanating from the Prudential Center in Newark, New Jersey. The first match announcement for that event was just made official as AEW pushed out a video of Rocky Romero and Trent Beretta confronting Big Boom AJ and Big Justice. Initially, AJ and Justice called out Beretta and Romero for Full Gear, but Roppongi Vice stated they were not fighting a child, referring to Big Justice. Rocky then suggested that AJ find a partner of his choosing to meet him and Beretta at Full Gear. Trent was sporting a cast on his arm. He has not wrestled since the AEW All in Texas 0 Hour show, where Big Boom AJ, Hologram, Kyle O'Reilly, and Tomohiro Ishii defeated the Don Callis family. So that match is now set for AEW Full Gear. Now, according to PW Insider, the former IWGP Junior Heavyweight Tag Team Champion Trent Beretta has been recovering from an arm injury. The report said that Beretta is expected back in competition in the next couple of months, of course, by Full Gear. That looks like what's going to happen. So that match is set, and it looks like Beretta is going to be back by that point. Chris Jericho celebrating his 35th anniversary of his debut. Jericho wrestled his first match on October 2nd, 1990 against Lance Storm. On the 35th anniversary of his debut, Jericho took to social media to reflect. He said, quote, "Crazy to think it's been 35 years to the day of my very first match. On October 2nd, 1990, I faced Lance Storm in Ponoka, Alberta at the Ponoka Moose Hall in front of about 85 people. The match ended in a 10-minute draw, and I remember every little thing as if it happened only yesterday. I got paid $30, a 20, and a 10. I have had a wonderful, amazing, one in a million career since then, and I want to thank all of you from around the entire world for joining me for certain parts, or even all of it. And the good news is, it ain't over yet," he wrote. Now, Chris Jericho is currently signed to AEW, but has not been on TV since April. Jericho's contract runs through December of 2025, and there has been speculation about a possible WWE return. And finally, tonight is another episode of SmackDown. The Heritage Bank Center in Cincinnati, Ohio is placing host to the October 3rd edition of Friday Night SmackDown. It was already official that the Visions, Bron Breakker and Big Bronson Reed will be taking on Randy Orton and undisputed WWE Champion Cody Rhodes. Joining that announcement is the continuation of Sami Zayn's United States title Open Challenge. Zayn has had defenses against John Cena, Rey Fenix, Carmelo Hayes and Javon Evans in recent weeks. There is also going to be an appearance from WWE Women's Champion Tiffany Stratton as she preps for her Women's Crown Jewel Championship match against the reigning WWE Women's World Champion Stephanie WrestleMania occur at Crown Jewel Perth. Joining the fray is Damian Priest, set to be in action. Of course, if any more things are added to the show, we'll let you know in a future video. But there you go, guys. The latest pro wrestling news for you. Be sure to smash a like on the like button. Be sure to subscribe, bottom right-hand corner. As always, let me know your thoughts in the comment section below, and I'll speak to you again very, very soon.
Hey guys, thank you for watching, listening, streaming, or however you come across this video today. Be sure to click on the video on the right there to watch our next video, or click the bottom there to subscribe, or the bottom right hand corner. Thank you, and I'll speak to you again very soon.